I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Mayor Eric Adams, who has been recently charged civilly by a former police officer. Mayor Adams is the mayor of the city of New York. He's a Hamite dude. And he's been charged by this female police officer going back some 20 years ago that he asked her for sexual interaction with him in a police car some years ago. She refused. And he went on, and she said also he exposed himself or flashed himself. She showed his whatever to her, and she wrote that down. And she said Mayor Eric Adams said if he would do the sexual favors that he was asking, because he was a captain at the time, he would get her promoted. Well, she turned it all down. And for whatever reason, she decided now she wanted to bring it all up. She's charged a federal charge of sexual assault against her. I don't know if it's federal or state charge. I can't be sure which now. Anyway, the case seems to be moving forward. It wasn't immediately dismissed. It was filed back in December, a couple of months ago. So it hadn't been immediately dismissed, so it seems to be going forward. At any rate, and as you know, last year, in the year 2023, Mayor Adams' entourage, his vehicle, was stopped in Midtown Manhattan, and the FBI told his police security detail, stand down, and they took the mayor's iPhone and his iPad and other personal information related to a suspicious campaign finance fraud that happened when he was running for the mayor of the city of New York. Prior to that, a month earlier, they had raided one of his campaign finances, some young 24-year-old that lives out in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the FBI knocked on her door and took all of her computers, all that equipment. Then a couple of months ago, they knocked on the door of another campaign finance person right here in the Bronx, up in the Bronx rather. And so Mayor Adams is in deep trouble in addition to the fact that his pastor was a freak who's a two-time felon named Bishop Lamar Whitehead, who swindled a church mother out of $90,000 and another church member out of $500,000, who's just been sentenced in federal court last month. This boy's in trouble. So he was at a breakfast the other day giving a speech, and the protesters, the article here says, Adams was bum-rushed by protesters shouting, "We need a new mayor!" This boy, and in addition to the fact he's got me on his case. And I'm probably going to be his worst nightmare. Anyway, it says that the protesters bum-rushed Mayor Eric Adams in what he contended was definitely not a security breach because he knows how to take care of himself. Yeah, right, okay. Security carted the protesters off a stage during a breakfast hosted by the Association for a Better New York, where Adams made a speech. A video posted by New York Times reporter shows. "We need a new mayor," one protester shouts as another yells, "about landlords." And that's Adams he came to office by Jewish landlords and real estate developers who paid his way to the mayor's office. And it's these same landlords and Jewish property owners who induced Rudolph Giuliani to put together the tax lien law so they could just take people's property at will. This is a draconian, a predatory, genocidal law that, and Eric Adams is supporting it, by the way. He at first said, when running for mayor, he was going to get rid of this draconian law. Now, because the Jewish landlords got back on his case, because they're the one that paid for his mayorship. They paid all the hush money. They paid all of the people, the people that would smear him, and paid for his television ads and everything else. And so people realize that Mayor Eric Adams, he's the mayor of the landlords. He's in the landlords of the Jewish developers and banksters here in New York City. So I said, we need a new mayor. Adams is one of the most prominent politicians in the U.S. I don't think that's true. Appeared unfazed afterwards the protesters could get so close to him. He contended during a news conference afterward that he tells his security detail to not stop New Yorkers from coming near. I'm a security person's nightmare. No, you're just a nightmare, period, Eric Adams. And I'm coming to talk to you, boy. He said before appearing to shift into braggadocio. They know the uniqueness of a man that was a former police officer and a mayor that knows how to take care of himself. No banner is going to scare me. All right, so there you have it.